What if I told you? The key to modern productivity was invented in the 1700s? And not by a billionaire, but by a man who flew kites in storms, printed newspapers, helped form a new nation, and still had time to take long walks and play music. That man? Benjamin Franklin. And his secret? Not apps. Not hustle. But a time-blocking system so clear, it still works, centuries later. And guess what? The Stoics. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca. They followed the same principle: don't waste your time. Design it. Benjamin Franklin didn't live by a to-do list. He lived by rhythm, by design. Each day wasn't just a blur of activity. It was divided into clear blocks of time, with a purpose behind every hour. Let's imagine Franklin's day. He woke early, not to check messages, but to ask himself, what good shall I do today? He gave his morning to reflection and planning. His late morning to deep work. Midday to reading, thinking, and eating slowly. Afternoon back to focus. Evening? Time for rest. And self-honesty. He didn't fill his time with noise. He protected his energy by deciding in advance what this hour is for, and who he chooses to be in it. There's something powerful in that. Because when time has no structure, the day drifts. But when it's blocked with purpose, the day becomes a tool, not a trap. Franklin didn't need an app. He didn't have reminders or notifications. He simply lived by this silent truth. Time, if used with care, becomes your greatest servant. But if neglected, your quietest thief. The Stoic parallel: time is the most precious currency. The Stoics taught that time is our most limited resource. Once spent, it can never be earned back. It's not money, not talent, but time that defines how far we go. Seneca wrote in on the shortness of life: people are frugal in guarding their property, but waste their time, the one thing it is right to be stingy with. Marcus Aurelius said, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. In other words, treat your time like a sacred resource. That's what Franklin did. He wasn't obsessed with being busy, he was committed to being intentional. Why to-do lists don't work? To-do lists often become guilt traps. Endless boxes. No structure. And worst of all, no clarity. Here's why you need something better. Let's be honest. Most people start their day with a long to-do list and finish feeling like a failure. Here's why: to-do lists focus on quantity, not priority. They grow throughout the day, instead of shrinking. They don't protect your attention, only your tasks. Franklin had no to-do list. He had blocks of time. And in each block, he knew what kind of mind he needed. Example? Work time equals focus. Reading time equals absorption. Reflection time equals honesty. This is more than productivity. This is philosophical design of a day. Your brain loves time blocking neurologically, your mind craves structure. Time blocking removes chaos and replaces it with focused energy. It turns intention into action. Modern neuroscience now backs Franklin's system. Why? Because your brain works best in focused units, not scattered multitasking. Every time you switch between tasks, you burn glucose. You lose clarity. You fatigue your decision-making. But when you block your time, you reduce noise. You train your brain to enter flow faster. You conserve energy and increase depth. Time blocking equals mental minimalism. How to time block: the Franklin way, modern style. Benjamin Franklin used a simple, powerful system. Now, we'll adapt it to today's world, using tech, clarity, and just 5 minutes of planning. Here's how to begin: the Franklin way. First, define your 3 core blocks: focus, recharge, reflect. Each with a clear intention. Next, map your day with purpose. From 8 to 10, deep focused work. From 10 to 11, quick admin. Midday? Time to learn, walk, or think deeply. Finally, ground each day with Franklin's questions. What good shall I do today? Anne. What good have I done today? These aren't just questions. They're anchors. A short story, the man who got his time back. He wasn't lazy. He was just scattered. Until one change rewired his life. This is the story of how structure gave him his power back. Let me tell you about David. He worked 10 hours a day. Felt burned out. Felt like he was always doing, but never progressing. Then he tried time blocking. He didn't do more. He just decided when to do what mattered most. After 2 weeks, he felt lighter, calmer, more in control. And most importantly, he felt like himself again. Blend with Stoic mindfulness. Time blocking is structure. Stoicism is clarity. When you blend both, you don't just manage time, you master your life. Here's a powerful twist: add Stoic reflection before and after each block. Before a block, ask, is this the best use of my time as a rational being? After a block, reflect, did I act with reason and focus? Or was I reactive? This turns time blocking into soul training. Final words from Franklin and the Stoics. Franklin said, "Dost thou love life? Then do not squander time, for that is the stuff life is made of." Marcus Aurelius echoed this truth: you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Your time is your life. Use it well. Live it fully. Benjamin Franklin once said, "Lost time is never found again." And Seneca reminded us, life is long, if you know how to use it. So don't just drift through your days. Design them. Don't just chase more tasks. Pursue what truly matters, with intention. In the next episode, we'll explore a timeless practice used by both Franklin and the Stoics, journaling. Not just to record the past, but to shape your mind. To align your thoughts. To train your clarity. You'll see how just 5 minutes a day can rewire your focus and bring your values into sharper view. Relax your mind. Attract structure. Achieve with wisdom. See you in the next one.